Right, just doing a little sound check before we get started. And it's banging, it is working. Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live for Tier 1 action in UFRL tonight, and we are here in Round 8 at the Japanese Grand Prix. So we've currently got 16 drivers. I do believe we are scheduled to have 17 in total. Let's see how things go, especially with the battle at the top of the standings so close. Just 3 points separating the top 3 drivers. Hazer, Medium and Pesci come into things as the serious title contenders, and you can't really rule out Lynx, maybe Merc as well. They're sort of in the balance. Certainly Lynx just 13 points behind. And you've also got Kennedy doing very well for himself. The Tier 2 runner-up last season is in the top 6 in the Drivers' Championship on this occasion. Right, I'm sure it will be very little time until we go. And there you go. Oh, I love a little bit of Dougie, eh? Of course, the first sound alert had to be the Doug one. But there you go, got a host of sound alerts to pick from, so of course feel free. I did add some more as well, but there are plenty that are already on there. But anyways, quite excited for this one. I think Japan tends to be naturally a tricky track to overtake on, but you know, the tyres can be crucial. You don't want to be amassing too much tyre wear, that's for sure. Waited so long to play that. Wow, that was the first one. You're like, I must play that one first. Amazing. Right, I'm presuming we're not getting the final person. I'm not too sure who the final person would have been. Let's see if I can find out. So have we got? So we got the 2 Astons. That's fine. Have we got the 2 Williams? We do. So both Tabo and Merc are here. The Haas drivers, you've got Medium and Santi, they're both on. The Red Bulls, Lynx and Bad Boy, they're both here. So the 2 McLarens are here. What about Alfa Romeo? So just Usa match. Just Usa match for Alfa Romeo, and it was meant to be just him. Bolt and Hazer, you 2 better be in, lads. Hazer's in, and Bolt's in. Good, good, good. Coffee for the Alpine, is Coffee in? Yes, he is. Who are we missing then? You got Jerem is in for the Ferrari. He's another very quick driver. So watch out for the Ferrari coming through the field. But yeah, he'll certainly be up there, I imagine, in qualifying. Short qualifying then ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix. So we'll see how the standings will be. All 16 drivers vying for the highest position possible. We've got 20 seconds before the event begins. I think it's just tyre allocations at this moment in time. So whether or not you want to go 2 sets of softs, 2 medium, 2 hard. Do you want to go 3 soft, 2 medium, 1 hard, or 4 soft, 1 medium and 1 hard? Those are your 3 options at play. And now they have all made their decisions. Right. Time now, 8:04 PM, and we go live here in Q1. And this is going to be intriguing to see. We'll get the tyres on as well. I imagine most will go out soft tyres straight away. There might be the odd medium tyre runner, but the majority will likely go for the soft compound of tyre around here. Right, who will be the first to come out on track then? That is going to be the question for us all. I've got to say, I do like having the standings on though. It's always nice to be able to see straight away. If you're looking at a battle, boom, straight away you see the standings. It's always so nice to see. Good evening to Bad Boy. Best of luck out there here at Japan. In the Red Bull, of course. The first driver out is an AlphaTauri, so one of my teammates, and it is Hazer, who is the championship leader as well. Again, 3 points between them. Oh, I'm being told it's a wet race. This is tasty. Oh, get tasty already. You would have thought. Might get the popcorn out. Whew, right. I'll say Hazer. I mean, the fact that Hazer's first out by a country mile Wow. So he must be all prepped for this. He must have a wet setup, surely. He better do. Right. Wow, a wet race. I mean, it's not unfamiliar, to be fair, here at Japan to have a wet race, so I'm not that surprised. Also, please let me know how the audio is, because it's my first time streaming with OBS and stuff on the UFRL channel. So please let me know if the game audio is too much, if my audio is too much, or if they're both okay. Yeah, just please let me know. And I'll try to sort things out during the stream. Although I'm not a great OBS person, I've got to say. It's really about learning for me. Every race has been wet. Global warming. Oh, global warming, shall I say. Thank you, voice sounds good, that's perfect. Right, Hazer then will just be getting started here to start his hot lap. And he will be a genuine contender for pole. But can he get pole? Can he extend his lead at the top of a championship? 1 point on offer here for pole position, of course. And now he's flying on and using up his battery into turn 1. And round the bend, just see nicely doing the AlphaTauri. You don't want to get track limits, you don't want to run wide, and I've got to say, he's taking it very well. And through into the S's now comes Hazer. And let's see how the AlphaTauri does into the Sector 1 split, which will be moments away beyond the bend here, round at turn 7 into turn 8 and 9. And the Sector 1 split, 31.421. And that is the fastest sector time, of course, that we will see so far. Can anybody beat that? I'm sure there will be serious contenders. Hazer also not known to go for a super quick run straight off the bat. Although then again, who knows, if there's any rain in qualifying, that might stir things up a little bit. I do imagine by the number of drivers still in the pit lane that there was no rain due in qualifying, as a little bit wider than perhaps he would have liked, but he does get on the curb. The McLaren staying out of the way, and now running through into the Sector 2 split time. And it's a 1:11.004 for Hazer in that Sector 2 split. Now coming up to where the DRS activation point is. The only DRS zone here at Japan is on the rundown into turn 1. Now through the Casio triangle at 16, 17 and 18. It's a 27.595. And Hazer, of course, goes fastest. And the McLaren of Wizard Rex is also on a push lap with his teammate Pesci not too far behind. Let's see anybody else. Bad Boy currently out on track. I think he's just going to get a wheel. That was close. He's lost his front wing as well. That's not beneficial. So he has lost his entire wing. Bad Boy already. Not a good start for him. Usamatch has gotten ahead, although he is not on a lap. It looks like the two McLarens then are the next two. We're going to go towards Wizard Rex, however. Although, yeah, I think we wouldn't have quite seen Pesci's Sector 1 split. But I will look to see Pesci's Sector 2 split if I get that chance. But here, Wizard Rex, it's a 1:11.394, which is almost 4/10 off Hazer. But let's be realistic, Wizard Rex is probably not looking towards Hazer in terms of who can battle for pole. But he would love to get in the top 10, that's for sure. Wizard Rex coming through the final corner, 28.065. Puts him second fastest. Yeah, about half a second away from Hazer. So let's see what Pesci's currently doing in the Sector 2 split. 1:11.270. And certainly the second fastest, but he's still 2.5 tenths away from Hazer. This might not be the best of laps here from Pesci, but it should still make him competitive. Should make him second fastest, and indeed it does, but only just. Only fractions between the two McLarens. Pesci on top by about 0.04 of a second. A little bit of a surprise. Hybrid reserving in this race as Deadly has joined. Deadly, of course, will not be racing, that's for sure. Usamatch is on a lap as well, using up that battery. And what about the Haas of medium? He's also pushing on. We're going to go towards Usamatch then and see what his Sector 2 split time is like. A 1:11.647 for the Alfa Romeo. That is amongst the slowest. That potentially is the slowest, I do believe, that we've seen in terms of split times. So I think Usamatch will be quite fortunate to place his car in the top 3. And it's a 28.4 across the line, and it's only 4th fastest for Usamatch, Coffee now just heading through the sector 1 split. Oh, as Link's piece is on a spin. And he's going to need to get that car back under control, really. Let's see what he's doing here. He's letting cars through, but he can't stay stationary for too long here. And now he's going to try and go again. His tyres will be heated up as medium, a 27.336. And it's fastest for the Haas. Again, you've got your top 3 are the top 3 in a Drivers' Championship in the form of Medium, Hazer and Pesci, but many drivers still to set a lap time. How's Coffee doing now? Just running through the bend. They've got Hybrid coming up to the line now, but he's not on a hot lap. But we'll see what he does anyways. In fact, he goes into the pit, so we won't really see any time from him on this occasion. And Tabo as well in Sector 1. Hazer 27.196. I did say he doesn't go quick straight off the bat. And there he goes. And he goes quicker than Medium by just over 1/10 of a second. And what about the Alpine? How about Coffee? Third in Tier 2 last season and goes 6th fastest on this occasion. About 3.5 tenths away from Usamatch. And now you've got Kennedy also pushing on a lap as the Red Bull went past the line. I presume that must have been Bad Boy to start his lap. Link's piece is a little bit further back. He may, in fact, go into the pits. But here comes the Mercedes of Kennedy, Tier 2 runner-up last season. And he goes into the top 5, a 28.275 for him. As Bad Boy is taking it very slowly, so not using up that battery. Link's piece also crossing the line. No time set, however, for him. And what about the Williams of Tabo just going through the Casio triangle right now? And here at Japan, here comes Tabo, the Frenchman, across the line and goes into the top 6. It's a 28.321 for Tabo, just behind Kennedy by about 1/2 tenth of a second. And let's drop again. Let's see if Bad Boy's going to start using that battery. He's using a little bit of it, down to 87%, but it's not much used. So he's definitely got much more in the tank. Link's piece showing up as purple sector 1. I will just keep an eye out for him. Although I'm very surprised if that is genuine, because don't forget, he would have cooked his tyres and they would have been roasted. I think he's very much prepared for Christmas Day. But anyways, Judge Santi as well pushing on. And it's shown up again, purple sector 1. So maybe you can't quite believe the purple sectors round here. As Coffee now will head into the pit lane. And let's go towards Bad Boy. His first lap time is without ERS. And to be fair, it's very much slower. And he also goes into the pits. Mr. Poem just heading beyond the S's as well. So into the Sector 1 split now. It's a 31.462 for Mr. Poem. Let's go towards the Red Bull of Link's piece. Where does he go? 8th fastest. A 28.5. And indeed, that purple sector seems to be incorrect. No surprise from EA right there. Right, down towards Rusted Bolt. Just about to start his hot lap. And what about Judge Santi here then? Through the Casio triangle and out of the exit of turn 18 and around in with a 28.0. He goes 3rd fastest, even though he's some 8 tenths rather away from Hazer. Still good enough right now for the top 3. But for how much longer with the 2 McLarens, in particular Pesci, out on track? He might be doing 3 runs here to go for pole. Then again, if it's a wet race, it makes sense. Oh, that was close. That was close from Pesci. Let's dive out of the way of Mr. Poem there, who will come through, goes 5th fastest himself. In very close times, by the way, between P3 to P6 is less than 600ths of a second between Santi, Pesci, Poem and Wizard, the 2 McLarens. Right in the dark arts at the moment there as Pesci just screaming his car away from Mr. Poem. Just about able to, and to be fair, that could come under threat of a potential qualifying ban or something maybe for that incident, but he did just about get his car out of the way. I don't think he meant any harm by it, in all fairness, but that may have cost Poem a little bit of time. Fractions, as they say. Right, let's see if Link's piece is going to improve, but he's clearly not, so we'll drop it down towards Hybrid, who's also not going to improve on this run. Is anybody going to improve? Usamatch just running down on the exit of turn 1 now. So Usamatch will be one to watch. What about the Haas of medium as well? Also similar to Usamatch and just on the exit of turn 1. Through the S's now comes medium, and that Haas will be striving for pole, which is currently held by Hazer. That's the lap time we want to see. I presume that would have been by Mr. Poem, I believe, as the Williams just edging out of the way of the Haas. And there you go, medium improving by about 1.5 tenths of a second, and Hazer only in the pits. Is he going for just a one run here then? You've also got Pesci just start finishing a lap rather. 27.631, remains third fastest, but it's enough to close the gap to the two leaders, but it's not really close enough to them. He's still 3 tenths off Hazer, and he's about 4.5 tenths away. Sorry, 4.5 tenths from Hazer and 3 tenths away from medium. Quite far off then. I don't believe I did. I don't believe I saw Deadly leave. I saw him join, but I didn't see him leave. So hopefully he has left. Usamatch meanwhile goes 7th fastest. It's a 28.148, and there you go. Medium does go quickest, 26.812, and flying up the field then. And let's see, Coffee at the moment just through the sector 1 split, and also Rusted Bolt leading up to the line to start a hot lap. And in fact, actually, he goes into the pits. 5 minutes of qualifying remaining then. Who will take pole is going to be the question. Wizard Rex, well, he's still up there in the top 5 in all fairness. The McLaren, both McLarens are delivering, but Wizard Rex perhaps a surprise contender to be high up the grid, although you've got 4 drivers yet to set a time, one of them being the Ferrari of Jerem. Okay, bad boy, show me speed. Yep, well, at the moment, yet to get a lap in, so he really does need to get something done. I think he's just coming up to start a lap now as well, so he will be heading into turn 1 with an Aston Martin and his teammate coming out onto the track as Wizard Rex goes off track. I think he was letting the Williams through, perhaps. Is that Merck, I believe, just coming round? Yep, indeed, Merck on a hot lap. His first hot lap that we've seen, in fact. So I think it's well worth it staying on board with Merck. 1:10.927 through sector 2 split time. And that is going to be amongst the quickest. He could be challenging for a place on the front 2 rows here. And let's see what Merck has. What does he have to punch his way through? It's a 27.633, and it's onto the second row. Just missing out by 2 thousandths of a second to Pesci, who is not yet on a lap. Wizard Rex heads into the pit. Usamatch is also in the pit. And now we've got 3.5 minutes remaining in qualifying and competing all the way for pole now. It does look like you've got some serious contenders. All 3 title contenders, and maybe a surprise contender in Merck. Although I say that, he is 5th in the championship and is not far behind the leaders. So I've got to say, that top 4 is looking tasty. Link's Peace will be hoping to join in as well. He is 4th in the championship, but the Red Bull down and P13 on track at the moment. And we go towards the Red Bull of Bad Boy. Yellow flag surrounding the track. But here comes the Red Bull across the line of Bad Boy. He goes into the top 5 himself with a 27.790. But his lap Bad Boy's qualifying completed. It seems likely. 5th at best for the Red Bull driver then. And now we're expecting to see a host of cars getting themselves into the pit lane. As you got Merck, and there you go. Everybody else is in the pits apart from those 2 drivers now. And we're going to go towards the Aston Martin of Hybrid, who runs into turn 1, the tier 2 driver. And let's see what he can do. That's the time we want to see indeed. And that was surrounding Bad Boy. 5th place, good time. But again, he's not going to be able to improve on that unless he's got enough fuel in the tank. Maybe he does. Maybe he does have enough fuel. We shall see. Although the fact that there's yellow flags, I'm just going to see what the sector 1 split is for Hybrid. But I'm pretty sure that must be. Is that for Bad Boy? 31.621. And that is indeed Bad Boy, who was going quite slow, quite tentative. Maybe just trying to get some. But then again, he's not even getting his battery up. I think that's it for Bad Boy. He's not getting his battery up now. So I'm pretty sure we will not see an improvement from Bad Boy. Coffee retiring in the pits. P11 with a 28.255 for Coffee. Quite low down the grid, I've got to say, but he can pick himself up in the race, no doubt about it. Here comes Hybrid then, still pushing on, maybe getting a little bit of slipstream, or actually maybe the opposite, maybe helping out his teammate Mr. Poem, currently in P8, and indeed it does look like they will be. Merc is also out for session. So Merc, 4th place, and he cannot improve on that. Again, that's in the pit lane. The Hybrid across the line now, a 28.8, and that will leave him 15th fastest. Links across the line, goes into the top 6. It's a 27.878, and there you go. You've got a serious competitor. Rusted Bolt goes 3rd fastest, 27.470, and it's a double AlphaTauri top 3 at the moment in the form of Hazer and Rusted Bolt, but plenty more can still improve here. Mr. Poem, where's he at? He's not currently going for an improvement. Quite a few are going to be further down the field. Usamat's just starting his lap, and a lot of drivers now will be starting their final laps here in qualifying. Mr. Poem shows up as purple through Sector 1, and Bad Boy retiring in the pits, and Deadly has now left the session, so thankfully we don't have to worry too much about that being a potential problem. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious that, you know, he couldn't race. I think maybe he was going to be trying to help Kennedy out, maybe, possibly. But yeah, anyways, he has now left the session. Wizard Rex, it shows up like he did improve, but that was on his last run. We're going to go back towards Poem then, and through into the Sector 2 split time. It's an improvement of 6.5 tenths of a second, and here comes Mr. Poem. He is flying, and he will be in the 27s, there is no doubt about it. But how high up the field can he go? What about a front row, second row? Poem across the line, it's 3rd fastest, a 27.339, and he's edging out Bolt by about a tenth of a second, and Bolt will not improve on provisional P4, and that's it for the AlphaTauri. What about Pesci? He's also going for an improvement, but we're going to go towards the AlphaTauri of Hazer as well, but he's also improving. Let's see what the improvements are like. A medium as well. It's not improving, but did show up as purple through Sector 2. But here comes medium then, as Usamatch goes 9th fastest. Medium across the line. He does not improve on his 26.8. And now is a chance for the McLaren. Here comes Pesci. And Pesci goes 3rd fastest, so he does improve still. Wizard remains 11th. Hazer stays 2nd fastest and only just misses out on pole. Last driver through is the Williams of Tabo, and he will go 12th fastest. But it is medium on pole, and medium edging out Hazer by well under a tenth of a second. And there you go. Congratulations to Medium then. Another pole for him, and Hazer just missing out. But there you go, your title contenders all starting in the top 3. Medium, Hazer and Pesci. Superbly done. And those are your full qualifying results. And Mr. Poem will join Pesci on the 2nd row. Of course, the 2 drivers went at it last season, with Mr. Poem edging out Pesci for the title. On the 3rd row will be Kennedy alongside Rusted Bolt. On the 4th row, a chance for Merc to improve on his position in the standings. 5th at the moment, and he will be lining up alongside his best friend on track, Judge Santi. On the 5th row will be Bad Boy alongside Link's Peace. 6th row starts for Usamatch and Tabo. 7th row will be Wizard and Coffee, and the final row will be Hybrid and the Ferrari of Jerem. So just allowing everybody to know there will be a 5-minute break. So I will be back in 5 minutes time. The rain is not here as well, so it's staying dry for the start of this race. I'll be back in a few minutes time. Right, and we are back, and we are going live here in UFRL Tier 1 at Japan. Drive-through penalty for Usamatch to start things off. What has the Alfa Romeo done? But P1 battling away effectively as Medium and Hazer, and they've all got away well here. At the start of the race, the tyres on board for you, but Medium still leads, with Usamatch having effectively got that drive-through penalty, and it's a woeful getaway effectively from the Alfa Romeo. Not what he would have wanted. Medium tyres for Medium, softs for Hazer, and now Hazer will be pouncing and looking to make a move. The Medium putting a bit of a gap at half a second now. Coffee starting on the hard tyres, and Jerem has already made a couple of moves and up into P13, having started at the very back of the field. Let's see what can happen here. Yellow flags at the back. And it's for Bad Boy, I believe, who's lost his front wing. No safety car has been called out. Bad Boy has lost his entire wing, so he is effectively rock bottom now. And let's go back to the top then. Here with Medium. Merck has dropped down to P9. He's behind Judge Santi. Two best powers going at it over 8th place right now. And we'll see as Kennedy makes a move on Mr. Poem. Up into the top 5 goes Kennedy. Flying start from him. Position changes and it says Usamatch up 10 places. What a start from him. I said he had a bad start. It's been an incredible start for Usamatch to go up 10 places. Oh, he's pitting. Oh, no, he's serving at drive-through. He's not going to be up 10 places now. But here comes a battle for the lead. As into turn 1. Medium leading, but Hazer's going at it round the outside. Comes the AlphaTauri. Little bit of contact. Has he got a place? Both go off track. And a collision is formed. The McLaren and Mercedes go through. But contact provided there as Hazer was forced off track, it seems, by Medium, and Medium has ran into another driver as well with an unsafe rejoin. I'm pretty sure he'll be getting some form of penalty, but he's dropping well down the field as a result. Hazer's down into 3rd. Effectively, you could argue he should still be battling for the lead, but he still is. He's only a couple of places off it, with Pesci now, out of nowhere, leading here. Now the two AlphaTauris on the second row. Hazer ahead of Rusted Bolt. So Bolt had a promising start, up 2 spots. Santi up 2, Merck has recovered and back into 7th place. But wow, explosions here at Japan, and not how we would have liked. But let's see the action again. Merck pressing on Judge Santi. Has the Williams got an opportunity as the possible race strategy showcase a one-stopper? Softs to mediums or softs to hards? I don't think it's going to be a one-stopper for Bad Boy, and Medium is still losing time. He must have front wing damage, whilst Kennedy has taken the race lead and battling away here as the midfield of Poem, Santi and Merck. I say midfield, it's over P5, but again it's been a dramatic start here. Kennedy still leading the way. What a start, up 4 places. Go on, Kennedy. Brilliant stuff from him. Again, I'm giving him the backing because he was in my tier last season and he's winning a race in Tier 1. Reminds me of ARC Mickey. Only a few seasons ago he won the Tier 2 title and then he won the Tier 1 title. I'm not saying Kennedy's going to do the same thing, but he's certainly pushing on this season to be in the top 5 or top 6 in the championship standings, as you can see on your screen. But there you go, Kennedy is really impressing here. All of the top 8 then, still within a second, but then there is a gap back to Link's Peace. And off track goes Mr. Poem, and through goes Santi. And now here comes Merck, side by side, round the bend. Has Merck got the place going round the outside? Poem gets a traction, and Poem seems to stay ahead, but they're still going at it. Here they go, and Merck gets his car back in front. All 4 wheels, and Merck is into the top 6. Poem losing a couple of places. Santi now is 1 second away. And we're going to go a little bit back to the front of the field then, with Kennedy, Pesci, Hazer, Bolt. Santi still there, but actually dropping back, because here comes a chance. Here comes Jerem, a man who would feel like he should be up there anyways, but he has gained a lot of places. Started at the back, is up into 8th place now, and charging on Mr. Poem on the soft tyres. Pesci on mediums. He is the only driver now in the top 8 running on the medium tyres. And now Link's Peace into the pit. What's happened further back? There were yellow flags further back, but it doesn't seem to be too major. Medium, meanwhile, did box for fresh mediums, and it's down to P16 behind Bad Boy. Into the lead now goes Pesci, and Hazer follows suit in P2. And Kennedy running close to the rear of Hazer. Thought he was going to go for a move there, but he holds back. Hazer remaining in the top 2, and he'll be gunning down on Pesci. The title contenders here pushing for way, and they will be fully aware that their other title contender is down the order, but they may not know he's down at P16, making that P15, because Tabo also makes his way into the pits. And look how close there, the AlphaTauri, and that was again a battle. So let's stick with this at the race lead then. It's Pesci, Hazer, Kennedy, Bolt, Santi, Merck and Poem in that DRS train. Jerem has surprisingly lost out now. He's 1.5 seconds behind. Unsure what's happened to the Ferrari, but he's not in DRS range. And yellow flags for Usamatch, who is spinning. He's going for spinning lessons, but he shouldn't be in an F1 car. He should be going on a bike. But either way, he's getting back underway. He does have his front wing mostly intact. I'm pretty sure, yep, he has lost. He's definitely got front wing damage for Usamatch. So he will have to recover and pit for repairs. Back to medium then, who is still looking to overtake Bad Boy. Maybe they're going to have to work together here. But they are miles off the race lead. Oh, let's see the gap to the leader. Yeah, as you can see, 36.7 seconds away. So back to it then here, as Usamatch gets a 3-second penalty. Yellow flags called out once more, but no safety car. And Usamatch now gets a 5-second penalty. It's gone from bad to worse. And the Alfa Romeo has called it quits and has retired in the pit lane, which means no points for Team Alfa Romeo. They are the reigning Constructors' champions, but Alfa Romeo this season have been absolutely woeful by their standards. I know they don't exactly get to pick their own drivers at Alfa Romeo, but still, in UFRL, they are the most successful team. Yet this season, well, it's been quite the opposite. But here we go again with Pesci competing with Hazer, running a little bit wide there, the AlphaTauri, which will give Pesci a chance. Will he go for it, however? This is going to be interesting to see. Surely he's going to hold back and make sure he gets DRS, but they're still going at it. Nose to tail, down inside goes Pesci, side by side through the Casio triangle. Hazer stays ahead. Pesci will get DRS through on the run into turn 1, and this will be critical thinking. Here comes Pesci on the medium tyres, don't forget, and through goes Pesci, side by side they squabble, and he completes the move. Back into the race lead goes Pesci. Hazer holds off Kennedy to stay in second place, and Bolt is in there as well. The AlphaTauris are delivering superbly here tonight. They are up against McLaren, Mercedes, Haas, and the Williams, as Poem has also dropped off now. The top 6 are in DRS range, whilst Wizard Rex is on the cusp of Coffee further back as well. And that is for a place in the top 10. Gotta say, Coffee doing well on those hards. I know he's not exactly anywhere near the race leaders, who are majority on softs. So the fact that Coffee's still there, he's doing pretty well. Just a shame because I'm not in control of them. Wait. I don't remember. What did I say? What was it nice? I can't remember what I said, to be honest. Feel free, let me know what that was all about, because I can't remember. Right, oh yeah, so let's go back to it then with Rusted Bolt. And just see, he is very close to the rear of Kennedy. He may go for an overtake on Kennedy here as well. And this will be an opportunity for him. And let's just see. Just keep at it here. And on the run down into turn 16 through the Casio triangle. Not close enough. Was Rusted Bolt. He was looking for a move down the inside on Kennedy. Doesn't go for it. Oh, the Alfa Romeos. That makes sense now. Yeah. I mean, I've got to say, I can't believe how badly they're doing. Just because I know Alfa Romeo, like, in this league, are just always up there. Doesn't matter what happens, they're always up there. The fact they're not up there is crazy, but there you go. Anything can happen as Wizard Rex does get the move on Coffee, and up into the top 10 goes Wizard Rex. The two McLarens both up there, but the two AlphaTauris continue to fly. both in the top 4. Hazer P2, Bolt P4. They got Pesci, Kennedy, Santi, and Merck all for company here. Trying to make sure you get onto your brakes nicely. However, I do believe Santi struggled a little bit in that aspect, which does give Merck a temporary opportunity. Judge Santi's red light is flashing. He has ran out of his ERS, something that we do know that Merck is typically very strong on. So Merck may go for the overtake on the Haas and get himself into the top 5 relatively soon. So let's go on board then with Merck. I do anticipate a move may be done. And also, when will this rain arrive? Those on soft tyres are kind of hoping it arrives very soon. Those on mediums, which aren't too many of them, particularly those who started on mediums, you've only got 3 drivers, Pesci, Hybrid and Wizard Rex. So the reality is, at the moment, those on softs need the rain to start, and it has not yet started. So here comes a chance. Merck will surely go for the move. In the race lead as well, Hazer taken Pesci. Merck has taken Judge Santi as well, and into the top 5 goes the Williams. Judge Santi could not fight that with his lack of battery. And further up as well, Kennedy battling with Bolt was. Pesci battles away with Hazer for P1. Let's see if Pesci can take the place here away from the AlphaTauri. Just lost it, don't forget. But he'll definitely go for it at some point within the next couple of laps again. Maybe just recharge his battery in medium, fastest lap of 1:30.6, but in reality he is also needing some form of safety car. He needs one. He needs a full course safety car really, because if he doesn't get it, it's going to be lingering down the order for the whole race. So back to it here with Pesci as Merck is edging close now towards Kennedy. And Merck is absolutely rampant at the moment, taking Santi, maybe thinking about taking Kennedy as well. So let's see if Merck will go for the possible opportunistic move, potentially on the run through into turn 16. Maybe a chance for Merck. There will be a chance here for Kennedy, however. He did go for it a couple of laps ago on the inside. Would he go for it again? He thinks better of it and stays in behind, as does Merck on Kennedy. Maybe just waiting for Kennedy's red light to start flashing, which it's not flashing just yet, while Santi's continues to flash. He is losing touch now as Pesci going at it again, and down the inside goes the McLaren on the AlphaTauri, and Pesci into the race lead. Yellow flags for Hybrid. Now then, is this going to be a safety car? There is no indication as yet that there will be a safety car, and Hybrid is back underway, and there is no safety car. So maybe a surprise, but we've still not got a safety car, and we are 1/3 into this Grand Prix here at Japan. Those on soft tyres, I'm sure they must have been thinking and anticipating an early spell of rain, but that rainfall has not fallen. So are they in a bit of trouble, those on the soft tyres? That's the question now. So you've still got Mr. Poem a few seconds back. Of course, one driver I'm surprised about so far is LAS Jerem. He's well off the pace at the moment. I mean, he made a flying start, P16 up to P8. Really impressive stuff. But since then, he's not really gone anywhere. In fact, he's not gone backwards, so to say, because he's not lost any places. But he is nowhere near the top 6, and he's even 5 seconds away from Mr. Poem as well. So he's about 10 seconds off the pack, Jerem, in the race lead. Quite relatively surprised about that. But the Ferrari may be hoping that rain comes quickly, and maybe he has a wet setup on. We shall see. But here comes a chance now for oh, what's happened there? Little bit of lag, it seems, between Merck and Kennedy. Merck looked to be going for a move. I've got to say, I don't know how a collision has not been made. I don't know what happened I would love to know what happened on Kennedy's screen. Maybe nothing happened on Kennedy's screen. I don't know, but I don't know how one or both drivers have not spun there. I mean, how on earth they've kept their cars under control, I do not know. Kennedy, however, is out of DRS range on the top 3. He's either going to use battery or Merck will fly past him. He's got one or the other Oh, never mind. Kennedy's now off track. So he's down to P6, and he's dropped places to Merck and Santi. Let's hope there wasn't any contact there between himself, Merck, and or Judge Santi on that occasion. Fingers crossed. But back to it now. In the race leader now, they've got a healthy gap. It's Hazer, Pesci, and also Rusted Bolt. The McLaren is in an AlphaTauri sandwich here. And on the rundown, round the bend, round the loop, and into the Casio triangle at turn 16, can Pesci take Hazer? And what about Rusted Bolt as well? He knows he's going to stay patient. I think he's got to stay patient here. But here will go Pesci. And he'll go into the race lead. I'm certain about that. Surely, using the slipstream, using the battery now. But Hazer stays ahead. Relatively surprised as well about that. But Hazer keeps the race lead. Pesci does not go ahead of him. And Pesci slots in at P2, which, on medium tyres, those mediums should start working better than the softs. So Hazer doing very well to stay in there. I think everyone's holding out for the rain. It does seem like it. But the question is, how long will the rain not arrive for? Because we're getting close to being halfway through the race. As Hazer has a 3-second time penalty. Oh no. Oh no. Well, now what happens? I mean, Pesci will be absolutely delighted about that. Rusted Bolt, yeah, well, I mean, it's his teammate, so I'm sure he won't be overly pleased. And now Rusted Bolt's really got to think about what he does, because does he try to hold up the pack behind at a risk of his own position, knowing Hazer's battling for the title? Do they just wait out for that rain? What do they do? Don't forget, if the rain arrives, both drivers cannot pit on the same lap, or they will be held up. So it is very interesting what happens now between Hazer and Rusted Bolt. Bolt seems to have good pace, and the rain is here. The rain is here. I've seen some drops. And ladies and gentlemen, Pesci is into the pits. And both AlphaTauris stay out. Well then. And now you know what time this is. It's gap to the leader time. Because we need to see if Pesci is gaining. And also Kennedy. He will go in on the inters as well. So we need to see when will these intermediate runners start gaining on those who have stayed out. That is the question. And is it too dry on track right now, given that it's only really been raining for a little bit of time? I mean, that track does not look wet enough. However, it could be slippery, which is risky for the softs, but then it could be overheating the inters. Let's see the splits, and Pesci losing some time. Gained a little bit there, but again lost a little bit. Well, Pesci's doing alright with his timings. He's not exactly far behind. He does seem to be losing a little bit of time right now, Pesci. Not too much time, but he's losing some time. He's lost about a few tenths of a second since he left the pit lane. Where is he now? To be fair, he's into the sector 2 split. He's lost only 0.3 of a second, so it's certainly that cut-off area where the intermediates could be the best tyre. I don't think they are just yet, but the AlphaTauris, again, they're both staying out. I'm going to be honest with you. Are they both staying out, or is one going to box? Rusted Bolt is in. Bolt is in, Merck stays out, and Hazer stays out as well, which is critical. The AlphaTauris splitting decisions. Pesci is still losing time at 22.9 seconds. 23 seconds now. So still not gaining as Pesci. Oh, he gained a tenth of a second there, but he's lost another tenth. So we will let you know when Pesci starts to gain time. Right now, it's hovering around 23 seconds to the race leader. And that has lost by about 7 tenths since the start of the last lap. So he's losing a lot of time still, Pesci, and he's still losing time 2.5 tenths of a second more. So he's now 23.2 behind the race leader, Hazer. And Pesci, 23.1. Is he starting to gain now? 23.0. 23.1 again. So we're just eagle-eyed on that time. 23 seconds again. If he gets below 23 seconds, then you might say, yes, it's ready to get some intermediates on. It's below 23 seconds. And there you go. Pesci is getting some time back to 23 seconds, though. it's definitely the cut-off area, but there's no clear indication that inters are better or dry tyres are better right now. Pesci at 22.9 seconds behind. He has probably gained about a tenth of a second, or if not, he's levelled the times with Hazer. So he's not really... Oh, that's a big gain. That's a big gain from Pesci there. It's definitely inters now. It's definitely inters. Pesci is gaining too much now. He's gained about half a second. So it's intermediates time for sure. And into the pits goes Poem as well. And now you expect both Jerem and Wizard Rex to make the same call. And is this where Jerem finds his feet and pushes for an unlikely podium maybe? Who knows? Oh no. Oh no. Mr. Poem's gone for hards. I mean, either he knows something we don't know, aka rain is due to stop, or he has made a massive blunder and was meant to go inters but accidentally went hards. I think that might be a massive blunder, and he has accidentally gone for the wrong tyre. That is what I am imagining. Hopefully I am wrong. Back to the race lead then, and whoever's not pitted yet, well, you will be losing time. So you best think about pitting the likes of Medium and Bad Boy, and unfortunately Mr. P, unless it's meant to get drier at some point in this race, but it's still raining out there on the circuit. But we're sticking here with the top three, Hazer, Merck and Pesci. I've also not had any indication to suggest DRS is disabled. So once we get that notification, then it will be very obvious. But Pesci has proven really that it is that sort of time. Meanwhile, I've not really said anything about it, but Merck is on for potential win right now. With Hazer's time penalty at 3 seconds, Merck on track is currently P1, and Pesci's made a mistake, which drops him, and Bolt is all over the McLaren now. Let's go on here with Russell Bolt further down. Mr. Poem is battling away with Bad Boy, and Kennedy right behind them as well. I do wonder, I have to go towards this because Bolt goes through on Pesci. And again, it's a double AlphaTauri podium, but here comes Pesci down the inside, fighting away, and through goes Pesci. He's got the move done again on Bolt. Superb racing between the pairing, and Pesci is up there now. And Mr. Poem, meanwhile, well, he's now ahead of Bad Boy and Kennedy. I mean, he must know something we don't. The weather must not be expected to deteriorate round here. Surely. Because he wouldn't have gone for the hard tyres otherwise. There has to be a genuine reason why he's gone for it. And now I'm thinking, the fact that he stayed out an extra lap, that maybe it's not a blunder. Maybe it's just a risky strategy call. Maybe he's expecting that rain to stop. Maybe they all are on track. If they're all expecting it to stop, then it might bring Mr. Poem in with a chance of a good result. Hazelo is putting out the gap that he needs. 2 seconds now on Merck. He needs 3 seconds in total. He's got about 12 laps in total to do it. Here comes a chance over Bolt, and through goes Bolt as well. Onto the podium once more. Bolt is flying. Next up is Merck. Can he catch the Williams? And who knows, it could be an unlikely AlphaTauri 1 and 2. Maybe I'm thinking ahead of myself a little bit too much. But Boltlow onto the podium. He'll have to defend this one. They've all run out of battery meanwhile. Bolt, Pesci and Judge Santi. Pesci's trying to push his way through again, but unable to. When I say push his way through, I do just mean go for a genuine overtake, but unable to do it on the run down into turn 1. So now can Bolt put a gap? Bad Boys into the pits and onto medium tyres, it seems. Just get confirmation on that, or is he actually going intermediates now? So Bad Boy is going to come out for mediums. This is interesting now. So we've got a few drivers still on dry tyres, medium included in that, by the way. He's in P6. I'm not sure this rain is hard enough. Let's get a gap to the leader. I want to watch medium in particular. I also want to watch Bad Boy because I'm not overly convinced about this rain at the moment. Is it raining hard enough or not? I just need to be watching those timings because it still looks to be a bit of a cut-off area right now where you just don't know if it is inters or if it's dries. It's sort of in between right now. So medium at 7.5, he does seem to be closing on his teammate. Whilst he's on much older, medium tyres, okay, you could argue medium is the quicker driver. Maybe still needs to pit again because he's going to have to go all the way to the end on those tyres. He will struggle to do that. But he's going to go for the overtake here. Here goes medium and he goes through on Santi. And into the top 5 now goes medium. And meanwhile, Hazer has now got the gap he needs at 3.5 seconds on Merck. And into the pits goes Kennedy and Tabo. Kennedy was on inters, Tabo was on hards. Kennedy is now on medium tyres. What about Tabo? Tabo is opting for medium tyres as well. So they're all thinking now to box for dry tyres. Mr. Poem has put himself through the pain of being on those hards. But that may be incredible for him because net P1 you could argue is Mr. Poem if medium has to pit again, which were 10 laps to go. Surely you can't get those mediums to the end. For me, if the rain disappears and fades away, Poem could be net P1. But if the rain continues, he is not net P1. So it just depends on this rain. With how hard it's coming down. It's still not coming down that hard, but it's still in between inters and dry tyres, it seems. Some don't really know what to do. Link's piece is on inters now, but he's down in P14. So, in reality, he could lose a place to Merck in a Drivers' Championship as well. Yeah, very interesting stuff. And now into the pits goes Judge Santi. Is he going to go for dry tyres? Maybe seeing his teammate and seeing Mr. Poem as well. Which, by the way, Poem is 8.6 seconds behind. Poem's got a chance of a good result. Santi's going from mediums to the end. This is interesting now. I mean, he's Tier 1 reigning champion for a reason, Mr. Poem. And this strategy call may be an absolute... it must be an incredible call from Mr. Poem. Medium as well, I'm sure, will try and go to the end. But he is beginning to struggle a little bit more compared to Mr. Poem. Loads on intermediates. Well, Hazer still looks fairly good, but he still has that 3-second penalty. Anything could happen here, but here comes medium, ranging an attack on Pesci. The two title contenders strapping it out. And here goes medium, down the inside. He takes Pesci, and into 4th place comes the Haas. And what about Mr. Poem as well, who will be lingering in behind and will be wanting to take the place away from his former title championship rival here in Tier 1 in Pesci last season. Poem pipped Pesci for it, but here comes Poem again. Is he going to go for an overtake on the McLaren? Will he hold back? They're very close. Too close for comfort. Will he go inside? Will he go outside? He has to go outside. Pesci defends the inside line, making sure Poem cannot go for it. But Poem will get another opportunity here. Pesci not pitting, or he is pitting, as is medium. Both medium and Pesci are pitted. Poem is P4 on the hard tyres. Unbelievable. And he is flying away. Is this a win for Poem to come? He has got about 8 laps of racing to go. Oh my goodness gracious. Poem has a massive chance for the win. Wow. We're keeping the gaps to the leader. No doubt about it, because we need to see this. Coffee, meanwhile, has gone for inters as well. Interesting call. But a lot of them now will go for dry tyres. I mean, wow. Mr. Poem's strategy call tonight. And here comes Poem on Bolt. Through goes Poem on Bolt. And onto the podium now. Oh my word. Oh my word. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. Mind-blowing stuff here from Poem. He's got 8 laps to go, and now he is flying, gaining time on Merck, gaining time on Hazer. Medium has gone for soft tyres. I mean, the fact that he's into the top 5 now on soft tyres what an opportunity it is for medium. I think the likes of Hazer, Merck, and Bolt may need to pit here, and may need to go soft to the end. But Poem does not need to pit again, so he just needs to keep that gap to medium, which is about 20 seconds with 8 laps to go. He's on hards versus softs, however, that's the problem. The rain is still coming down, though. And yellow flags for Aston Martin of hybrid. There is going to be no safety car, however. Hazer stays out. Merck stays out. Oh! Hybrid out safety car! We got a safety car with 7 laps remaining here at a Japanese Grand Prix. Unbelievable. And Poem will be devastated. And rightfully so. He was on for an incredible, dramatic victory. And this safety car has ruined those chances. That is gutting for him, I've got to say. I feel very sorry for him right now because he very much deserved a great result, which unfortunately it seems like he's not going to get right now. Well, he's still going to get a great result because I'm presuming he's in a box for fresh softs. But then I'm expecting the likes of Hazer, Merck, and Bolt to think about the same thing. But the rain's still coming down, which makes me thinking, how are they still doing this on a dry tyres? It's incredible. Now they're starting to think about boxing for fresh inters. I mean, what's going on in this race? Nobody knows what tyre to be on because the inters and the dry seem to be very equal for the most part. So, however they're doing things, it's quite incredible. And they are certainly doing things. Doing bits, as they say. Just popping onto your screen at the bottom now, the race winners of this season. Round 1 all the way through to round 7 are on there for you if you want to know who the race winners of this season has been. Pesci on there a few times, including the first 2 races this season. And also run last time around at Monza. So now they're all going into the pits, but what tyres do they go for? Because this is massive. This is absolutely massive. Hazer goes for fresh intermediates. Merck goes for fresh intermediates. Poem fresh intermediates. Bolt goes for fresh softs. Oh, it's getting spicy. Santi's in the pits as well. I mean, the rain is ploughing it down out there. Still, it looks like it anyway. I mean, is the rain coming down lighter than what we see? What is this? Like, you see some spray as well, a little bit of spray on the back of that car. And normally, if it's spraying, it normally indicates that it's still, or it is maybe intermediate. So, interesting strategy this. Well, I'm just going to get a quick drink and I'll be back in just a moment. Right, drink over, and now back to it. I mean, these strategy calls. I don't think any driver knows what tyre to be on, if I'm being honest. Although now, look at that rain. It's got to be Inters right now. I am so happy, by the way, that we did not have any form of lobby restart. This is the reason why. You can create incredible races not knowing when the rain would arrive or having no clue about it. And also why approximate weather is so golden. Because it just is. It's incredible. And these are the races that can produce. This will be one for the history books. Because nobody knows what tyre to be on. Any driver can come out with a win. It's absolutely what we want to see, that's for sure. Right, so we've got one more lap then under the safety car. back to the championship standings at the bottom of the screen as well for you. But into the pits now goes Coffee. He's going on to... What tyres is he going on to? He's going for Inters, okay. So fresh Inters for him. Jerem also boxing. He's pretty much undoing all of his good work. Get rid of softs, going for Inters. There's only 4 drivers on dry tyres. Rusted Bolt, Kennedy, Medium and Judge Santi, both hash drivers. I wonder what Willie Fernandez has been giving them to smoke this week. Either way, they're both on dry tyres. And I've got to say, it is not looking like dry tyres now, is it? Sadly, my own teammate Rusted Bolt is on them as well. But I'm not the team principal, so you know I've not been giving them anything to smoke. No, I'm joking. But it's an interesting call list, but I don't think soft tyres is the way to go, if I'm honest. For me, it's all about being on the inters, and Merck and Mr. Poem are in a brilliant position. We're going to get about 5 laps of racing, and they're going to be on intermediates. Hazer has a 3-second penalty. Penalty situation not up on screen because I can't find it. There you go. 3 seconds for Hazer, 3 seconds for Bad Boy. Not doing badly in terms of penalties, actually. Just 6 seconds in total for all the drivers. Hazer and Bad Boy. Hazer in particular, that's the big one. That's the big penalty right there. So when will the safety car be called into the pits? I'm pretty sure it will be called in this lap. And it tends to be called in very, very late. So be careful, all drivers, if you're listening. When it gets called in. Oh, it's not called in yet. Oh, it's in now. There you go. Did say it gets called in insanely late. I don't understand it. Make it make sense. The safety car gets called in ridiculously late. This is a game. This is a massive problem with the game as well, by the way. And now Hazer gets underway. Hopefully there wasn't too much of a little mess further behind. There wasn't much Hazer could do, simply because the safety car got called in so late. It's unreal. But that is what happens here at Japan. The top 3 get underway well, and Merck keeping Hazer under pressure. And now Judge Santi going slowly. Tabo is out. Is that another one? That's another safety car. It's another full course safety car on lap 23. Tabo is out of the race, and Judge Santi is down in P13 as well. There you go. So another safety car. Pesci down to P12. Jerem P11. But Pesci, P12. What's happened to him? Maybe he had something, because he must have been around that battle. So the fact that he's P12 now is not great. What is great though is got Merck and Mr. Poem in brilliant positions. Bolt still up there, to be fair, on soft tyres. It's clearly not dry tyre weather. But he will lose so much if he boxes, as will Kennedy and Medium. I think they made a massive mistake, though, in not making a decision to pit for Inters, really. Yeah, hopefully all the drivers will be a bit more prepared for that, for when the safety car gets called in to the pits. Then everybody should be like, okay, safety car will be called in around the Casio triangle. Because that is absolutely where the game loves it to be called in. I don't know why, but it just loves it being called in. Here, why would you call a safety car in at the Casio triangle? Alright, my apologies, I am now back and we will get underway very, very soon again for what should be a 3-lap race without DRS, I presume. That safety car would not benefit Hazer at all, that is for sure. I feel for my teammates though. Hazer 3 seconds, Bolt opting for softs instead of inters, which I think is the wrong call. Anyways, I think now all drivers should be a bit more prepared for the safety car to be called in. Safety car's not being called in, so they don't need to be too prepared. Of course not. Of course the game decides not to bring it in. We're going to go another lap, meaning 2 laps of racing. That's really 2 laps for Merc and or Mr. Poem to win this race. They're the 2 favourites due to Hazer's penalty right now. Then again, you know what I do wonder? Could Hazer have gotten one of his warnings when he was pushed off track? If he does, he could effectively appeal it. I'm not saying he will, because I don't know the full extent of anything, but Hazer could have got a warning when he was pushed off track in that battle with Medium earlier in the race. If he did, and let's say he's only got 3 warnings in this race, and that being one of them, he appeals, could get the 3 seconds taken off, if that's what happened. I will try and get the race director at the end of the race as well, in case anybody needs it. See when... I mean, the safety car must be in the snap, and it's clearly raining too hard for dry tyres, no doubt about that. Right, so we're just heading round at the spoon curve right now through turns 13 and 14. We're just a few corners away from returning to green flag racing here. There will be no more safety cars, simply because there'll be 2 laps to go, and a safety car's being called in nice and early, just what we like. And at least it's not being called out on a Casio triangle once more. But Hazer now has to build a 3-second gap. Best of luck to him. And you've got Merc and Mr. Poem waiting in the rings. But Rust Bolt, in all fairness, could do a little strategy here to keep some drivers behind him. He's got the freshest tyres of lows on dries. But now Hazer is going again, and now into turn 1, the battle between Hazer, Merc and Poem. Poem is so far behind now, he has lost ground, but one man who's not lost ground is Merc. Is going to be pushing for an overtake into turn 1, but has to hold off. Hazer stays in the race lead. This is a real firm battle. Further back, you got Medium and Bad Boy going at it. Who's got the better tyres? Bad Boy seems to stay on track. Was it Bad Boy? I think it was Medium maybe who went off track. Medium seems to be ahead. Bad Boy losing touch. And now Medium having an attack on the Mercedes of Kennedy as well. Meanwhile, Hazer is almost got that 3-second gap to Mr. Poem. So Rusted Bolt down are very close together. And further down, you've got Jerem overtaking Wizard Rex now and looking at it. He was having to move down the inside as Pesci also gets through a Wizard. Wizard not fighting that one too much. All of these drivers. This is unbelievable. How many drivers you got here in this battle? So many of them just looking for an avenue, a path. A dry path, hopefully, for their sake. But you're not going to find it many times. Oh, what's happening? Medium may be getting involved in something. And further back, Medium is out. Medium has retired. What has happened? Oh, he's retired for that reason. He's lost a wheel. Jerem seems to be involved as well. He has not got any damage. No substantial damage. He has actually lost part of his front wing. But now Jerem will not be taking part in competing for the top 11. Medium will be out of this race. Coffee It's taken both Pesci and Link's piece. Not something you'd see every single day from Coffee, that. But he gets both drivers. The 2 Red Bulls off track goes Bad Boy. And now Bad Boy struggling, and through goes Judge Santi. And now they're going at it, a 3-way battle. Merc hanging in there on Hazer with a lap to go. Bad Boy retiring from the session. He is out, but now who gets the move done? Kennedy, Coffee, Pesci. Down the inside goes Pesci on Coffee. Is he going to get the place? Coffee stays within track limit. They're all going at it. Through goes Pesci on Kennedy on the intermediate. Pesci into the top 5 now. He takes the Mercedes and he is absolutely flying. He does have a penalty, however. We'll just check what that penalty is. I think it's 6 seconds for Pesci. 6 seconds that he needs to recover. Jerem retiring. We're down to 10 runners now. Pesci has it all to do. Link's Piso gets the move on Kennedy as well. Kennedy's struggling. And now next up for him will be Judge Santi. Santi will be squirreling his way through. And Wizard Rex will be looking for a move as well. Unable to do so. We're going to go momentarily back to the front of the field. Nope, we lied. We're going to go towards Pesci, who takes Rusted Bolt this time. Bolt loses it to Coffee as well. Coffee now into the top 5. Bolt on dry tyres, don't forget. But the battle for the win is here. It will be an accomplished victory. Hazer on track will come home with P1. But the rightful winner, what a display of racing. Because Hazer will cross the line first. But the Williams of Merc will take a coveted Tier 1 victory for Merc. Through the Williams goes, and he wins here at the Japanese Grand Prix. Round 8 winner is UFRL Mercs. Hazer comes home P2, and Mr. Poem secures a podium for the Aston Martin. He was on course for a potential win earlier in the race, before the safety cars came out, but still, he comes home with a podium. Absolutely breathtaking stuff here at the Japanese Grand Prix, and it is Merc who takes the victory. There you go. The Brit of Merc taking the victory tonight. Superbly done from him, and that will just boost his championship hopes even further. I mean, I'm sure he's not expecting to be up there with Hazer, Pesci and Medium, but he will absolutely be closing that gap now. Medium's DNF. Merc could actually be ahead of Medium after tonight's Grand Prix with that win. But there you go, Merc, absolutely brilliant. Fastest lap did go to Medium, but he did DNF, unfortunately. There you go, we got 10 finishers in total. Merc, Hazer, Mr. Poem, Coffee, Link, Santi, Pesci, Bolt, and Kennedy was the last driver to finish. Wizard Rex, meanwhile, pipped Bolt by 7 thousandths of a second, who also pipped Kennedy by about half a tenth. So it was incredibly close between Wizard, Bolt, and Kennedy across the line. We're going to check the race director list, because otherwise we'll forget. Let's keep doing this then. Just keep scrolling down on this list. And there you go. That is the race directory done. And the race results there for you to see. Congratulations to those 10 drivers who finished. And a massive congratulations to Merc for taking the win here at a Japanese Grand Prix. Right, so that has been round 8 completed in Tier 1 then, here in UFRL. And now we will have, for Tier 1, it'll be the Christmas break now, so we will be returning to racing in, I believe, 3 weeks time, I believe? Let's have a look at the race calendar once more, and I will confirm to you the next Tier 1 race. And the next Tier 1 race will be at the French Grand Prix. Paul Ricard for the return. And my understanding is, if I can easily check actually on the my calendar, make it a bit easier. I will return to racing on Monday the 8th of January 2024 in Tier 1 for the French Grand Prix. But we're not done yet this week. Tier 2 will continue tomorrow night, Tuesday, 8 o'clock PM. and that Tier 2 race will be held at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Tier 3 Wednesday 8 o'clock PM for the last race in UFRL of 2023, and it will be held at the United States of America, Texas, known as the Circuit of the Americas, and it will be a sprint at the Circuit of the Americas as well for Tier 3. That is the final race that we will see this week. Apart from that, on Friday, well, we've done our 100% tier for 2023. We will return officially to UFRL League Racing on the Friday, which will be Friday, the 5th of January 2024 for the 100% tier. And that race will be held at Spain. Oh, interesting. So the Spanish Grand Prix it will be held at. So we'll see what happens then. Of course, we had Monaco recently, but Spain will be the next one. But anyways, I have been UFRL Viva. We have been UFRL itself, and I will now do a raid, but thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the stream, a little bit on the OBS side, but hopefully we can get a little bit better with the OBS. I'm sure I will. But obviously, as I said, we're just taking some baby steps at this moment in time. So over the course of some good time, I'm sure it will look visually better, but it's just a starting point, and we'll try and work on it as well. But there you go. Now let's sort out a little raid. But yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys it. Thank you, Wizard Rex, on that one. And let's see. I think we shall raid. We'll go with Berserk, I believe. Right. Yeah, it was a good race though, this one, I've got to say.